Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another life update video. Haven't done one of these in 5 or 6 months. It's like every 6 month kind of thing, every 2 quarters. Do a life update video. And people like these videos. I get compliments. I do live streams. People say they want the life update video. So I'll talk about a few different things here, what's going on. But the first thing, I guess, I went back to the gym. First time in, I would say, a good 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. And I'll give you guys some context to the whole workout situation with me and the kind of shape I'm in and everything like that. And then I'll I'll give everyone a an online dating story, which is, I'm sure, definitely and much anticipated. But I used to always work out. So, okay, originally back when I was like 17, 18, I was kind of skinny fat. I never really got fat to where it was like noticeable, just in terms of like the genetic build. I hold a lot of fat in my face, and it's like my hips are always really skinny no matter what. So I had like this skinny fat thing going where it was like, I think I got up to like 170 pounds is like the heaviest I've ever been, but I am 5'9", and I basically no muscle. So that was probably like during the pandemic when I was 19, 20. And I didn't start working out until I was 21. So for like my generation, I think that's a little bit later. Like all these beta kids, like these Gen Z kids, they like work out, they're like 14 years old. But I mean, I started working out when I was 21. And I worked out every single day. Well, no, not every day, but 6 days a week, taking Sunday off for all through 2021. I believe basically all through 2022. Oh, no, till September of 2022, and then I stopped. No. September of 2023 is when I stopped. So I think I worked out for like a year and a half to 2 years straight. Very consistent, very solid. And I never really gained much muscle. Now, the thing with me is, based on my genetic makeup, I can build muscle pretty easily. But I also like store a lot of face fat when I get bigger. So there's like this problem. I mean, if you're a natural dude, ideally, it's like a year-long process. The first 6 months, if you've got like a normal body composite, the first 6 months, you bulk up, you eat 3,000 calories a day, you have 300 grams of protein, and you get up to, like for me, it would be like 180, 190, and you just lift heavy constantly. And then you cut down. But I never really wanted to bulk up just because, I mean, I'd look like shit. But honestly, that's what you should do if you want to have any physique that is respectable. Because otherwise, you're just going to get really skinny. And that's kind of what happened to me as I got skinny, but I had basically no muscle. And I stopped working out. I don't even know why. It was just like, I mean, I'm not going to get fat or anything. So what's the point? And I haven't been working out the past 2 years. And also I had some other shit going on, like mental issues, like seriously mental issues. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Honestly, I could, because I think people would relate to that. It's more of a medicational problem. I guess medication problem, not medicational, but I don't even think that's a word. Either way, I started working out. I went on Monday. I went up a little bit later. I used to always go at 6 a.m. They had like the COVID hours originally. I go to an actual like decent recreational center. It's not like an Anytime Fitness or anything like that. So they got like hot tubs, they got saunas, they got everything. And it's a bigger place. I mean, there's like multiple areas where you can lift. There's a cardio area specifically designed for it. And I used to do the Stairmaster, which I think is like the best form of like burning calories if you're going to do cardio. Now, it is intense if you're like out of shape. And I used to do 30 minutes on the Stairmaster. I'd burn like 500 calories. But I don't really think it was 500 calories because I like lean my weight against the machine. But still, you burn a lot of calories. And so I was like, oh, I'll go ahead and do that. I could barely get through like 7 minutes on the same like speed that I used to do. And I ended up getting through 27 minutes. I got off the machine. This was on Monday. It's like my first workout in 2 years. I had issues for like the next 2.5 hours. When I would breathe heavy, my heart would hurt. And I was like really nauseous. I was driving home. I was like, oh man, I was like really bad anxiety, like something wrong. And I mean, it's just like you haven't worked out in so long. My cardiovascular health is basically nothing. absolutely nothing. And realistically, like the idea of me working out based on my body makeup right now, I would have to sacrifice a good 6 or 7 months to actually bulk up to try and gain some muscle, which I think I could, and get on creatine. I got on creatine once in my entire life, and it just like it like puffed me up really bad, and it's just not a fun experience. So I only had it for like a week or two. So other than that, I've never had creatine. But that's what I would have to do. I'd have to do the whole 9 yards. I just don't want to go through that. I don't want to go through a fat face. I don't want to deal with all of that. So it's like, let me at least get my cardiovascular health, because I would like to get back into skiing. And skiing is really not that labor intensive. I mean, I guess it depends where you go. But I'd like to get back into pretty good shape in terms of being able to handle intense workout for a longer period. But it was funny. I went up Monday. I was so tired. I couldn't even work out on Tuesday. I was so tired. And then on Wednesday, I went back up. Thursday, I was too tired. And then it's just an issue with me. Sometimes I do this. I had like this Coke Zero at 7 o'clock last night. And I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning. This was this morning. I hadn't fallen asleep. I'm like, why am I not tired? I'm not tired. Oh, because I had caffeine at 7 o'clock at night. That's another thing that depends on like your body. Because some people can have caffeine and then sleep an hour later. I can't. It's a constant issue. Like if I have caffeine at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, there's going to be problems with me. I'm not going to be able to sleep until 3 a.m. That's what happened last night. So I woke up this morning. I was going to go work out and do 3 workouts in a week. And I was just too tired to do it. But that's basically the workout story. So I started working out. I'm going to try and do some weights, I guess. But honestly, it's like, what's the point? Now, I think, guys, if you're a guy, you should have some muscle. I mean, it's not like I have zero muscle, but it's not ideal. Like you want to really bulk up and get some muscle to where it's toned and everything like that. It's just not happening for me. The time investment, the look, it's just going to be a problem because I'm going to have to sacrifice it for many months. I probably should have done it when I was like 21 or 22. And so it's an issue now, but that's the story on the workout. And I guess the story with the dating is, well, so I haven't been on online dating apps in, I don't know, it's been a while. The last one I really did was Hinge, which was like a really hot app. I think it's probably still the number one app. People think Tinder is the number one app. I believe it is Hinge now, because Tinder's like infested with bots and everything like that. So I was on Hinge. And Hinge is just like, whenever you fill out the profile, I just find it so cringy. I think that's kind of why my profile is never good. That's probably just cope. It's just cope. If you're an average guy, you go on those apps, you're going to get fucked. Not literally. Unfortunately, not literally. You're going to get figuratively fucked in terms of not getting any decent women, attractive women. And that's one of the things with me, like, you'll swipe on those apps and stuff. I think this is how it is with any guy unless you're really desperate. There has to be a physical attraction, or there's just no incentive to have a conversation. I'm sorry. There's just none. There has to be a physical attraction. But I got Hinge. And the way Hinge worked, it's like you can only swipe right on like 5 girls and then they cut you off. I remember seeing that and I was like, dude, if this is a serious thing, I'm going to be 100 years old, I won't have a date. If you only allow me to swipe right on 5 girls in like the span of a day. I'll be like 300 years old. Come on. So I pay for the upgraded thing, right? So it allows you to swipe right on all these girls or whatever. So, and I'm not desperate to where it's like, all right, you're swiping right on, these single women, single moms and all that. That's never going to happen. I've got to be attracted to the girl. So I go through, I'm on like a few days into the Hinge. I probably get like 0 matches. I don't remember exactly. I might have had 1 or 2. Actually, I think I had 0 because this is what happened. So I'm swiping right. And I see this girl. And I think this girl I went to high school with, that's probably the only reason why I matched with her. But she was a cute girl. I would say, like, in terms of, looks matched, she's probably a little bit above me. And so, like very little tattoos, that's another thing. If you know me, it's just like, and the thing is with the tattoos on women, I would describe it as like obnoxious. Like you have obnoxious tattoos. Now, if you've got a little tattoo, you got a fucking butterfly or something, you know, it's very small. That's one thing. If you've got a fucking sleeve of tattoos, that's just unattractive. I'm sorry. If you're a 9 and you've got an arm sleeve of tattoos, you're like a 4 or 3. The tattoos, they're so not, they're a masculine thing. They are a masculine feature. And I think all these girls just go to college and then they get tattoos. They get tattoos. That's the thing. Originally, it was this like renegade thing. Now they all have them, and it's actually renegade to have a body without tattoos. But I saw this girl, and I remembered her from high school. I was like, oh man. And listen, I was not popular in high school, but I was like, man, if I could just match with her, that would be awesome. Because I swiped right on probably like 30 or 40 or 50 girls. I don't remember the exact number. So I swiped right on her, you know, a few days go by, and then I opened my Hinge, and I see I got a match. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, you know, I swiped right on like 70 girls. I really don't give a fuck. I just want to match with this one girl. Just give me this, please. And so I went to it, and it was the one girl I had matched with. I thought it was so funny, and it was a euphoric moment for me. So get this. You know, you wait a little bit, you play it cool because, oh, you know, you match with a girl. Maybe she'll message first. All right, she's not going to message first. That's understandable. The guy will take the lead. I send her a message. You know, I don't know if it was a few hours later or something. You know how it is with the fucking texting shit on this. You can't be desperate. You can't double text. You have to wait a certain amount of time. It's all that bullshit. But I'm like, all right, this is an amazing situation for me. I swiped right on like 40 girls. I wanted to match with one. I matched with her. And so I messaged her. And, you know, I gave her a compliment or something normal, something that you would respond to, whatever. It's a nice thing. I think something about her eyes or something. I mean, it's very dull, but, you know, if she likes me, she's going to respond. So I wait a few hours. You check back at it. There's no response. I wait a day. I check back at it. There's no response. I wait 2 days. I check back at it. There's no response. I wait a week. I check back. There's no response. And you know what? You just got to think to yourself, this girl probably has about 32 guys that she can handpick from. Like, what the fuck am I doing on this app? On any of these apps, really. The point of it is I could have waited 5 years and I would still be waiting for a response. And think about it. I mean, think about if you're in that situation and you got all these girls. I mean, obviously, you know, some of them you match with like 10 girls. Some of them are going to be more attractive than others. You're going to neglect some. These women have such a crazy, crazy smorgasbord of men to choose from. They say, oh, it's too many, and they complain about that. And here I am trying to get this one girl who seems like one of the only more traditional ones, because all these women, it's just like, it's the liberalism. And look, that's fine if you're like an independent or whatever. I mean, ideally, the girl doesn't care about politics at all. But how many of these women, liberal. If you voted for Trump, swipe left. Oh, honey. Yeah. And she's got like a fucking arm of tattoos. I would have swiped left anyways. It's just like, which is not going to happen anyways. It doesn't matter. I guess I shouldn't be roasting them. It's really the other way around. But that's the story. I just haven't used them ever since. People wonder, you get recognized. I don't think I would ever. If I used the dating app, I don't think I'd get recognized. If I did, I would actually respect it. It'd probably be a girl calling me like a fucking sexist or something. I would respect that. I would be like, that's nice. I actually take that as a compliment that somebody recognizes me. But yeah, so that's the story. And then here's another story. So yesterday, my mom is having like this some book club with her friends and everything. And so it's like this. She does it once a year. So she's like setting it up and everything. And she's like, oh, are you going to be here for the book club? Because normally I get like a few years ago, I went out with a YouTube friend to avoid this and to not deal with all the women that come in. And Last year I don't even know where I was, but then I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna be here. And she's like, well, if you're here, you better say hi. And I'm like, why would I have to say hi? I didn't read the damn book. I'm not part of the club. She's like, it's the right thing to do. You need to say hi. And so here I am thinking to myself, this is just a microcosm of where my life currently is. This is a big issue. I need to move. This is just not a good situation for me. It's not even about, and the thing is the other thing is I'm trying to find like something to do. Maybe go to a movie with my friend. I go out and I look what's all right, so what's playing? What can I see tonight? To get away from this book club situation. There's nothing playing. They were advertising movies that weren't even out. I went to the Cinemark, the local Cinemark. Oh, what movies are playing? The Black Phone. I don't mind Ethan Hawke and whatever, but it's just like, dude, come on. I go to like a movie a month sometimes with my friend. The last time I've seen at least an 8 out of 10 movie, I just haven't. It's just not gonna, I don't know what happened to movies, but I'm like, let me see a movie. There's no movies. Just let me go somewhere. This is where we're at now. You've got to say hi to the book club. Yep. I should have a, 3,000 square foot house. So I'm saying hi to a book club. Come downstairs and say hi to the book club. And I don't even blame my mom. I mean, it's really my own fault but I don't know. Maybe I will go somewhere. But I don't even know where to go, man. It's just not ideal. I want to get back to skiing. I really do. But yeah, so those are the stories. I've got a bunch of other stuff. The thing is, I just don't know how much I want to share in these videos because there's like a humiliation level. I don't want to say it like that, but I don't know. But that's basically it, guys. A little story time video. Guys, like the video. Like the video. I don't even think it matters, but like the video. But also follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.